GM, this is your daily debrief on Solana. Starting with Backpack. So Backpack's gone through what looks like a major kind of improvement. So you can see the exchange information. Now, I don't use the exchange. I can't use it in my country. And I'm not terribly bullish on the exchange because I know that creating an exchange like this, it's a lot of work. In some ways, I would just trust the bigger ones briefly and then move to a non-custodial solution. Nevertheless, if you're using the exchange, you can now see order book information in your wallet. With regards to the wallet, you can stake Solana natively, so stake it with validator.com. If you are not staking your Solana, I'll mention this all the time, you're missing out on over 7% in rewards, and it's very easy to unstake it should you want to spend it for some reason. Next, list, delist, and view NFT floor price. Well, viewing NFT floor prices is good. As for listing or delisting, I don't think this is a smart thing to do. So I'll just show you quickly in Backpack. This is not my preferred wallet, but if they keep on shipping things, it certainly could be. If I have a look at this here, sporting NFT, I can list it. Unfortunately, the project didn't do terribly well, but I can list it for the floor, which is good, or the top trade, which is also good. But at the same time, it's probably better to go directly to the marketplace and see exactly what the price is. At the very least, though, this gives you the good indication of, hey, what is this? What is this actually going to be worth? The thing is, you can only list it on Tensor, so you can't list it on Magic Eden. And I think Magic Eden is going to be the place that's going to take over a lot of mindshare, as I feel that they're going to have a token launch coming up. It just kind of points that way. So anyway, full recap below, but just to summarize, staking, stake your soul, and listing your NFTs if you want to. Next up, we have buckets and Sandbar's Reef NFT minting on Feb 6. More details very soon. I will see if I can do like a bit of a tutorial, jump in and have a look at Sandbar. This is essentially the Upwork of Web3. So a lot of people are always asking, where can I get a job? And this is where you want to be able to go, post your skills and post your requirements, and then meet people up, leave reviews, pay them in USDC or Sol or whatever the agreement is, a meme coin, and go from there. So I do need to look into this myself, but I am excited. This definitely has product market fit. So if I can get whitelist, I will go ahead and I will mint this collection. Next, we've got Grass, and the co-founders, Andre's account was SIM swapped, and the perpetrator started advertising a false airdrop to scam the community, etc., etc., etc. This shouldn't be happening. This, like Grass, any big company, just use two-factor authentication. Use something that's not a SIM. If you are going to use a SIM, then looks like they said, you making me cry, who pulled some strings to have the Twitter account quickly locked. So you making me cry, let's have a look at this person. They're affiliated with Afani. So Afani, I first found out about Afani from Nicky Scans, the CEO of DAA, and then we jumped on like an AMA with him in the community to find out exactly what Afani is. And if you do want to use your SIM card for better security, and if you're in the US, then go with Afani. It's more expensive, but you can't be SIM swapped, and they've got like an insurance feature. Otherwise, you're just being smooth-brained, and it's very dangerous. It's very easy to be SIM swapped with T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon, because they just have insiders in that, crooks basically, that will go through all the legitimate things and extract value for a price. Next, we've got Gumshoe just putting out a post regarding Solana Mobile 2. If you're going to pre-order one of these, I have a referral. It's just Seb Montgomery. I'll stick it below. But this is 450 USDC, and it will ship mid-2025. The expectation, of course, is that it's going to have another sort of Genesis token, which will be worth more in the future. And it certainly could, and it certainly should. This is something that only diehard people are really putting their money into. And it's had 30,000 pre-orders. I only pre-ordered one's enough. I guess if I had more funds, I would get a few more, but I really only need one. But this is very, very good. And we can see, the breakdown of, who's doing what. Asia is going nuts, which is really, really cool. But these will be shipping mid-2025. So my only speculation is potentially someone will take the snapshot of anyone that has paid in USDC, and then they'll create that as a bit of a list that they may airdrop to, like a future project or something like that. Because otherwise you're going to miss out on a lot of things until 2025, of course. And maybe no one does that. But my point is, if you're going to pre-order one of these, pay in USDC. Coming soon, we've got Photo Finish. Photo Finish, I've never played the game. It's got plenty of hype, and someone came along, Owners Club, tried to replicate their thing. I believe it was like 6 Sol for a mint, and it's now less than 1 Sol. So they did not do very well, but Photo Finish has been doing very well, and looks like Bonk Inu dog racing is coming to this soon, which I think's very, very cool. So just keep an eye on this. This could be really, really fun. Next up, we've got Parcl. So $35 million of TVL has been locked into this platform, and people are earning points, which they speculate will result in an airdrop, which is of course valid. I have over $1,000 parked in Parcl, and I do have some longs on the platform. However, I keep on mentioning the 18.6 year cycle, and the people that I've learned this from are Michael and Jason Pizzino, the Pizzino brothers, and they learned it from Phil J. Anderson. So you can just search these people if you're interested. Phil J. Anderson, this person here, he's an Australian economist dude. Long story short, the euphoric year is supposed to be 2025, 2026. So the winner's curse. So 2024 is more, it could go up, it could go down. So this year, I think Parcl will do okay. And then next year, I think it will do amazingly well. But we'll see how it all goes. In the meantime, I am still using it, and I encourage you to do so as well. I have a referral link below. It's January, so I'll keep you up to date with Jupiter. So Solana will be the birthplace for the decentralized meta, and Jupiter will be the spare tip to drive it forward. So I'm assuming this is Meow that has written this, but Meta. So meta is like a narrative, like the story of how something's going to go, or a belief on how it's going to go, but kind of the sub-narrative. So like a smaller play in the broader narrative. So the narrative in the last cycle was, DeFi. There were quite a few DeFi, metaverse narratives. There was Luna did very well due to, not being able to trust a centralized token or whatever. Luna obviously collapsed. Everything kind of collapsed, as is common at the end of a cycle. Nevertheless, so the meta is, I believe that 2024 will be the time where the mainstream users who own crypto start to look very seriously about using crypto. We kind of coined a new term for it, the decentralized meta, a world where a critical mass of people are using decentralized platforms daily for their regular financial and social lives. And this is very, very valid. Like, a lot of people may just buy a coin, sell a coin, or some may trade a coin and then, try to take profits. Very few people actually have a ledger and a phantom wallet or a MetaMask wallet or backpack wallet and are there actually using the dApp. So that's why I cover all tutorials on these dApps, because this is where you actually learn about the blockchain, and it gets far more easier to understand and learn. And you normally get some airdrops, which is always good. And you also can, make money on these things or just use them as a solution. So one of the best solutions, this is not financial or accounting advice, is quite often taking a loan on something is not a taxable event in many countries. So if you have a lot of Sol and the price of Sol starts to appreciate, you could take potentially a USDC or a Euro loan on that using a different dApp, and then withdraw that to your bank, and that would be deemed not a taxable event quite often. So something like that is just a simple way where at present, in the present legacy system, you can't do that with your banks. The only people that can are big, high net worth people that have a decent amount of stock, and they will take a loan on that. Or they have a lot of houses, and they'll keep on doing that to leverage up their position. And that's just one simple way. DeFi farming can make gains, it can make losses. So there's plenty of dApps out there, gaming, deepen, and things like that. At present, I think just kind of lending and borrowing is like the best use case, in my opinion. But there'll be other things that come out there. Like, I really like Parcl and Elusive and Camino and Drift. They are not necessarily normie friendly, whereas borrowing and lending is a little bit more normie friendly. But even just collecting NFTs, liking some art, buying, selling, all that sort of stuff is very, very valid as well. But it takes a little bit of learning, which is to be expected. So Solana is going to be the place where this is going to happen, just due to the speed, gas fees, and the fact that, there's a lot of hype around Solana. So I'll start to cover this in another video, a separate video. But although I'm talking about Solana all the time, there will be other coins that will make massive gains as well. And they will be, in my opinion, this is just the opinion that I found of other researchers and whatnot, they will be Solana alternatives. And I'll have to go over that in future videos or a future video. But Solana is going to get a lot more attention than you expect it to get. So I'm still holding firm on that price target of $800 or more at the peak for one sol. So Dupe's role in this is a spare tip, since the number first and number one use case that everyone has is trading. We are by far the most used platform on Solana, and we think it is important that we make centralized trading as good than centralized counterparts. Once somebody uses Dupe and falls in love with decentralized products, he will of course go on to experiment with everything else, and this keeps their capital on chain. So a very, very valid point. I also should add, when their launchpad comes out, then stuff is going to go crazy. So launchpads always do crazy stuff. Anyway, I agree. What I would really say is Dupe should be your kind of number one dApp, of course, and we'll have to cover this, of course, in a future video. I keep on saying that, but if the Dupe token leads to the launchpad and you need it in order to participate in the launchpad, then things are going to go very, very crazy for Dupe, in my opinion. But we'll have to see how it all goes and how it all plays out. But for starters, get someone onboarded. I've got plenty of videos, send them to that, and then have them start on Dupe as well. Another important thing is Dupe has to on-ramp and off-ramp. So at the moment, Dupe is good how it is, but if there was like a learn section, maybe my videos can be in the learn section in the future. Or if there's an easy way to get fiat on and off, then literally Dupe would cause Solana to go 10x in the number of users. And finally, we'll end with this. So CryptoShooter has a list, a weekend list, revoke connections on your wallets. This is your actionable stuff that you need to do. You can do this by going to Famous Foxes, go to Famous Foxes, and then connect your wallet, go to Utility, and Revoker. So we'll do it on this wallet here. I'm probably not going to have any, but if you see any approvals here, this is where you remove them. I'll change to a wallet which will have some. Having these sort of things, quite often it's safe, but it can be dangerous. So if you give authority to someone for a particular token, then all of a sudden they can take that token from you. And this is how people have lost things. I have nothing on this wallet, but as an example, DeFi dApps will sometimes say, hey, you have given us authority to take your Solana or your USDC, and we will do that if for some reason something happens in the trading platform or you don't repay back your loan or something like that. Those sort of delegations are dangerous because often they can take all of your USDC, whatever's in your wallet. And there's things even worse. That's where all the scam websites are hitting you at the moment. I've got nothing in here other than frozen NFTs, which relate to the heist. If I had like a DGen ape in this wallet, it would be the exact same thing. If it was mining, it would say frozen. So when it's frozen, it's different. This is kind of like staked, I guess. So you can't just list it on a marketplace. You have to remove it from the game. We have to remove it from the website before you can sell it. So that's the first bit of actionable information there. Next is clean up your wallets and know what's where. I need to do this myself, and this is more than just a weekend project. This is insane. I've got far too many wallets, tutorial wallets and everything. So I've tried to clean it up here with my tutorial stuff, which I keep on going over, but this is like the real importance on why you should do this. However, even still, like if I went to my DeFi wallet, I have this amount of money, but I'm going to have a lot more than this actually. So if I went to sonar.watch and I put in this address, this is a DeFi wallet, so it's probably going to have a couple $1,000 worth of on-chain liquidity in Camino or something like that. You can use sonar.watch or you can use step.finance, but I'll show you both. So with sonar.watch, we can see where my positions are. Not everything will show up. I'm doing a lot of stuff on Camino for this one. I've got some native stake here. It doesn't show the validator, so I'm assuming this is just some sol that's staked with validator.com. It's confusing me. Yeah, so I just have some stake with validator.com. Normally that would be in my staking wallet, but I've put it there. Then I've got Orca and Drift, some money on Zeta, MarginFi as an example. If you use step.finance, you can do the same thing. You can connect your wallet here, or you can just paste in an address. One cool thing about using step.finance is if you have any accounts that you don't need, you can reclaim them. And you can see that there is a difference in what the value they see. So this is 4,900. Looks like all I've got here are just scam NFTs. And this one is 5,064. And we can see everything. It's a little bit cleaner in some ways. And all of these are completely just scammy tokens. If we go to accounts, if we don't have any of these tokens in our wallet, we can actually reclaim the SOL. So as an example, I have some Nano token here. I don't actually have any Nano token. If I jump into the wallet, it will show that there is no Nano. And that means that if I want to, I can close the account like this, and then I'll get back a small amount of SOL, and Step charges a 5% fee for the service. Some do it for free, but you know, Step's doing lots of good stuff. This is, well, I can close. And at the moment it's only 19 cents, but it's a specific amount of SOL. So when SOL is $800, then it's $1.60. So you just got to keep that in mind. Anyway, they are some things that you can work out. So there are some of the tools you can use to clean up those wallets. Try and get things organized, put high value stuff onto a ledger, of course. The next thing is very important. Delete your phone number from your Twitter account. You can use a two-factor authentication. I always use 1Password. I'm not going to open it here, but it's literally just 1Password. It's this here. It's a paid solution. It's smart, and you can add two-factor here, or you can add like a Google Authenticator. You can add a mobile phone number if you've got really decent mobile phone coverage in the form of, say, Ifani. Like if you have Ifani in the US, fine. Anything else, I wouldn't do it. If you have a Helium mobile, I wouldn't do it. You can use Helium for many things, but one of them is not for your authentication and keeping your Twitter and Discord safe. Transfer valuable assets to a hardware wallet. Covered this. Don't click any links without checking. Best thing to do is to go back to Twitter, and even still, if you think, okay, I'm gonna click on this, but you're a little bit unsure, like the website's somewhat changed. Normally with Phantom, you'll see a simulation, but I've mentioned this as well. Have a dedicated burner address. In this, you can have a couple of random tokens. It doesn't have to be much. If you connect to a website first, and let's say you've got some bonk and whatever, you've got like $2 worth of tokens in this entire wallet or less, and then you go ahead and you connect and you sign a transaction, or you confirm a transaction rather. If it takes out those tokens and you weren't expecting it, you know there's a breach on that website and you've risked $2 worth of stuff. So never go and connect to a website where you think something's a little bit off with a wallet that's got a decent amount of value in it. Because there's even the possibility, and it does show you this in Phantom, by the way, but there's even the possibility of taking your stake account and delegating it to a new wallet address, and then they become the withdrawal authority, meaning you could have, and someone did this on Reddit, you could have 2,000 SOL here and you go and send it over to a new stake account or a new withdrawal authority address on a scam website. So just be very safe there. And I've just covered this. Don't sign transactions without checking. Or if you're going to do it with that burner. So there are 7 things that you should be doing. I 100% agree. It's a wild west out there, but it's very easy to navigate when you just follow some basic rules. That's all for today. Just remember to stake your SOL, stake with validator.com. Most important thing you can do, in my opinion. And I've got more things that I'm going to teach you about tomorrow. Stay curious. Catch you in the next video.